Oh, hello everybody, my name is Rando Does Things, and welcome to Before the Fire. This is, I made everything in here, pretty much, and I'm gonna be giving you a tour. I mean, you could have deduced that from the thumbnail and title, but, you know. This game is inspired by the amazing Ender Luxio's very, very popular Rec Room game, LilysRevenge. You've probably heard of it, and if you haven't, then you are a bum and I don't like you. But I spent so much time playing this game, going through and finding every little secret, and just having a great time. By myself. I didn't play it with anyone, I was alone. It was great. And with all that time alone, you know, you begin thinking, hey, I could do something like this. And then, sure enough, you just, spend 6 months, and here you go. A whole game. Should probably walk forward. Here we are, before the fire. Whoa, it's so cool. And I'm going to be showing you everything about the game, and cool little developer secrets, as it says. Developer secrets right there, yeah. Yep. I guess I'll just start off with a quick little tour of in here. I'll do just like a playthrough of each level, and then at the end of the level, I'll go back and, maker pen stuff, but we'll get to that in a moment. First of all, over here we have the credits section, pretty self-explanatory. Ender, if you want to make a holotar here, HMU, you know where to find me. Over here we have the shop. These really cool little Funko Pop characters were made by Ender himself, and I thought, hey, it'd be cool if I made some of those. And I did. And here they are. You can get them yourself, as it says up there, they're free. I think, yeah, a few people have gotten Rando, a few less have gotten Jimby, and a few less have gotten Grim. Yeah, it's like 7, 5, 3, -2 each time. But hey, if you want these for yourself in the remaining month that we have, go wild, do whatever with them. You can modify them, you can't publish them as your own, but you can do whatever. I don't care. Just, Over here we have this would have been just like a regular welcome board, but it's kind of, unimportant now, because it doesn't really matter if the game grows at all, because, Rec Room's shutting down, as you all know. My other games, Mount Randonia, climbing game, it's, well, if you like to torture yourself, then go play it. And Angel Manufactory, kind of outdated, not the prettiest, but relatively cool horror game, not really scary, except for level 6, I think it was? Or no, I think it was level 7. 6, 7, oh my god. Yeah, if you like horror games, check that out. If you like strenuous workouts, check out Mount Randonia. And, holotars. I redid that holotar a zillion times. Like, that's probably the 10th or 11th holotar up there. Like, 10th or 11th version of my holotar, because I've redone it so many times. We redid this holotar, like, twice, I think. You will see the original version, it is awesome. And that is Lily. Editor Rando, find a screenshot and put it up on there. But there's like 2 screenshots. There are 2 pieces of media in which we get to see Lily whenever she was alive. We might see it in the LilysRevenge sequel. I don't know yet. But so far, all we have is the photo of her in Sage's secret office, and like maybe 1 second of Ender's developer walkthrough for LilysRevenge. Sorry, I have a hard time thinking and speaking at the same time. I know, my brain is really, really slow. So I based it to the best of my ability off of Ender's video and the photo, but I put my own little spin on it because I didn't have the neon headphones. I can't remember if they weren't available anymore, or if they were really expensive. Probably both, to be honest. So I couldn't really use them, so I gave her a little flower. I guess I'll use my maker pen and show you. So I gave her a fancy little flower. And then I gave her that necklace because, why not? Her outfit looks a little boring without it, so I guess I have to go floral theme. I know. I'm a fashion designer because of this. Anyways, I guess now that I have my maker pen out, we will continue with maker pen things. Here's a ruler. I think I meant to get rid of it, but it ended up staying there. It was just to make sure that the doors were even in the middle of the room. they didn't really turn out to be very even. Well, maybe they did. Kinda. For the most part. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. This, the holotars, I don't, for those of you who don't really know holotars, they're just kind of like projectors that make a 3D image of player characters and stuff. And, well, they're supposed to be like underneath the model, but for whatever reason, all of them ended up getting recorded weird, so they all kind of just ended up bunched over here, and it's like move them over there to make the holotar projections in the right spot. So it kind of turned out weird, but it looks fine normally. And here we have like the actual fire in the background. It's just a bunch of campfires. However, there are two little secrets. One, we have an old Rando pop. I made this guy before I made that one over there, which he's outdated and he looks kind of ugly, but I love him nonetheless. He is my son, and I cherish him, despite the fact that he is ugly and he gets no maidens. And over here, yeah, right here, you can't really see it very well, but that is an angel bot from Angel Manufactory. Whoa, epic reference. I'm not going to show much more, because if you want to see more of an angel bot, go play it. And then over here we just have some doors to different Ender games, Luxburgers, Warp Zone, and LilysRevenge. And once LilysRevenge the sequel comes out, there's probably going to be like an update of like a big door like in front of LilysRevenge. LilysRevenge sequel, oh my god, check it out now! Also, I just want to pat my own back, I guess, for the walls of this place. I'm really proud of how these turned out. Originally, they looked kind of ugly, if I'm being honest, and they were not very faithful to the actual quest walls, because if you couldn't tell, this lobby is mimicking like Golden Trophy, Crimson Cauldron, Isle, and I guess kind of Crescendo. Not really Jumbotron. Jumbotron really deviated, but these are kind of mimicking those because from what I can tell, that's what Ender was trying to get out whenever he was making the lobby for LilysRevenge, but it was like really small. Everything was really downsized. So I wanted to expand and make it more faithful, and it looks pretty good. It's not as wide, like these walls would normally, like there would be another section of this past, but I mean, I didn't know what to do with all that space, so I just kept it to this little box, and I think it looks really good. I forgot to touch on it earlier, but you can read this. I'm not really going to read it, because, I mean, well, I'll paraphrase. Half the game was finished, the other half unfinished. Yeah, check out the Rando Does Things YouTube channel, which you're already here, so, you already got one of those done. Other step, come play this game, because, it needs more traction than it does. Only 314. About, like, 200 of those are from me, so... yeah, I could use some help. And that boost is from me too, so if you have any spare room boosts lying around, hey, I would love it. I would be so appreciative. Now, I mentioned earlier that I was going to show you a holotar, the original holotar of Grimm's for up there, and you can actually access this yourself. Originally, it wasn't publicly accessible, but I figured, what's the harm in it? I'm not going to get banned for... I mean, Rec Room's only going to exist for one more month from now, so, like, what's the point? They're not going to ban me in the span of a month. Come on. Why would they ban me, you ask? Well, you're about to see. So go over here to the, Funko Pop dudes, and come to Grimm. If you go behind him, you can actually press a little button on the back of him that says help.
I'm so gay. I can't even breathe. Oh my god, help me. Help.
Okay, I was trying hard not to laugh, but yeah, I was having, whenever we were recording this, I had myself and Grimm mute our mics, so there wasn't any like background noise coming through or whatever, and he forgot to mute his mic whenever he started, so I guess he decided to just be silly during the whole tour, and that happened, and we both thought it was so funny that I made it big, I made it huge in the middle of the lobby, and then I made a button connected to it, and I put it way out here. Oh, Oh, that was a reference photo. I don't know why that's there. Huh. Oh, I guess another Easter egg. I did not know that was there. But in front of it, I guess, was a big old button that I planned to, like, join a lobby. You know, people were like, oh my gosh, it's one of those things, you made the game. And I would just not say a word, grab my maker pen, fly out, press the button, and then leave. And then just leave them with Grim performing inappropriate misconduct. That will make a little more sense later. But, since, you know, as I said earlier, I figured, what's the harm in making it accessible to the public? Who cares? Rec Room's gonna be gone soon anyways. Why not? And, as far as I know, at least one player has already found out about it. I don't know how he did, but this guy, Gender Luxio fan, I know that looks like Ender, but it's not, I promise. He's like some sort of, he's an Ender cosplayer. Did a pretty good job on replicating Ender's outfit. But yeah, this guy, he seemed to really like the game. Before the Fire, he made it his bio and everything, which that's cool. I'm really happy that he thought it was so cool that he'd make it his bio, and at one point I think it was even his profile picture too. But yeah, Gender Luxio fan, if you're seeing this, hello, I know about you. I also know about your buddy Quest Pro too. I assume y'all are buddies. Yeah, he went through and took a bunch of photos at like, I guess, role-playing as Ender or whatever, which is funny because in this photo Ender is like right there too, but we're gonna ignore that. Yeah, see, look, there he is. In-universe Ender, or something, I don't know. Yeah, Gender Luxio, if you see this, hello. I feel like I've been in here for way too long. There's just so much to talk about. But without further ado, we are going to start our epic, kind of anticlimactic journey. Oh, I don't want to save.
Ah, welcome to Luxburgers, where dreams are grilled to perfection. I'm Jimmy the Pigeon, your recruiting specialist, career mentor, and occasional emotional support pillar. Here at Luxburgers, you'll discover the endless opportunities, business etiquette, basic job experience, and a bit of lasting trauma. And who knows, with enough determination, caffeine, and legally questionable optimism, you might even run your own Luxburger someday. Hooray! Before you begin, a quick shout out to the genius behind Luxburgers, Ender Luxio, our CEO, scientist, inventor, and mysterious figure who built this entire underground facility. You won't be seeing him today, however. He's currently on a highly classified trip doing who knows what. But hey, working in a secret bunker is still a huge privilege. As long as you don't explode anything, Ender will be so proud of you.
Love the long pause, Jimmy.
As for your new office, you'll be sharing it with a guy named Dr. Grimm. He was recently demoted due to inappropriate misconduct, whatever that means. I probably shouldn't have told you that. Anyways, if you work hard enough, you could have your own office like me someday. And I think that covers about everything I need to tell you today. So, you're free to go to your new office. If you have any questions, concerns, make sure you shoot me an email. And we're so happy to welcome you into our Luxburgers family.
Okay. Whew, that was a close call. That, I was escaping from that. That is what sends the players to the next level. Crap, I didn't mean to leave the roof. Anyway, maybe I'll... Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're safe. That is what sends players to the next level, and I did not want to have to go to the next level and come back and start over. So, I just had to dodge it, and I think it worked pretty well. Anyways, yes, we are in Luxburgers. You might have noticed there was a little subtitle that said February 17th, 2020, which that is the day that Lily died. The Lily incident. For those of you who don't know the LilysRevenge lore, because you're not, I don't know, fixated on it like I was a couple months ago, then yeah, she died on February 17th, 2020, which is actually 3 days before my birthday. I wasn't born in 2020 though. You know, I'm not what, 6 years old. So yeah, this takes place on the day that she died, and that comes into play later. You might recall from that photo that I accidentally spoiled, but it's whatever. Here is the office of Jimmy the Pigeon. He works at Luxburgers as the recruiting specialist, and he is my best buddy in real life. I think, yeah, we met at our school's robotics program, and we've been buddy ever since, you know. So yeah, it was no surprise that, you know, I came to him and said, "Yo, want to be in my game?" Because I do that with like all of my friends, and that will be mentioned way later at the end of this route. Anyways, no more lollygagging. I'm going to get into the more technical aspect of it. Yeah, that's the barriers keeping the player in. Here is the clamp, which if you don't know what that is, it pretty much just kind of like acts as a container. Like imagine you put this whole thing in a Tupperware box and then you move the Tupperware box around. It kind of moves everything around as one unit. And this is hooked up to an animation, which is that thing right there. And that makes it, wait, no, it's for another level. I guess just cut that out, dude. I'm stupid. Over here is an animation which controlled the, you know, the big purple wall, which is a trigger volume, and it pretty much whenever it goes through the player, it sends a signal to that door that was up here that I deleted, and it takes the player to the room that it's coordinated to. I feel like a good few people watching this probably know circuit, so I'm kind of just explaining I'm preaching to the choir, but you know, it's whatever. Over here we have, ignore that. Over here we have Jimby's office. I have a couple photos of me, and I took that photo of him in Angel Manufactory, big head, airhead. And this is Scythe, a book that he read earlier this year, and he really loved it. And whenever I was just trying to add props into here to make it more lively, I just found a book, and I said, "Hey, what's your favorite book?" And he said Scythe, and there we go. It doesn't look anything like the book, but you know, close enough. And this photo. I'm not going to elaborate on that. And over here we have another photo. Oh. Originally it was supposed to be up against the filing cabinet. I do not know how it ended up on the floor, but it did. Over here we have a trash can, a purple bucket, which those that know, a bunch of random photos. I think I was just cleaning up in here. Ooh, I think I was just cleaning up in here, and I figured, hey, why not put this trash in the trash can? Now this is eraser and marker, which you might be wondering, hey, why is that in here? Well, earlier, whenever I went down here, you perchance saw these canvas boards, which these are Jimby's lines. Good luck trying to read them. I don't know how he was able to read them, but alright. He, if I remember correctly, I gave him like an outline of what I wanted him to say, and he just kind of said, "Yo, ChatGPT, write my lines. ChatGPT, wipe my butt." And ChatGPT did this, and of course he modified it himself, and we had to cut some things out, as you can see, and added in some new things and whatnot. What in the world happened there? And that became his lines. And what we did was, whenever he finished writing a board, I would put it up in the center where the player would be. I would spawn in a holotar up here. He would, you know, press record and then read his lines as if he was talking to the player. And then once the holotar was done, we would, you know, switch it out with another one. You know, like, we'd switch it out. Or if we hadn't had one written, then we would just go and write the next one. And then he'd continue on in the next holotar. Which you can actually see him look over here I think it's before he says, "I think that's all I need to tell you today." You can see him look over and check his time. Oh, yeah, funny little tidbit. But yeah, I guess that's all I have for this level. Sorry for trashing your office, Jimby. Also, there's a funny little thing that happened. I don't know how it happened, but one way or another, these seats are connected to that clamp, because these seats have colliders, and since they're inside these invisible collisions or barriers, they get pushed out unless they're, you know, hooked up to something like that, or if they're frozen. But when they're frozen, they don't freeze immediately, so they kind of screw up anyways. So hooking up them to the clamp is the best way to keep them in place. However, if you disconnect them, I don't know how it happened, but it did sometime during development, and it pushed. I don't know if it'll happen exactly how I want it. Oh, okay, well it didn't. But one way or another, it made it to where like the chairs were like pushed. Oh, the chairs were pushed back against the wall, kind of like this, like, and we had the little inside joke that Jimby, in a fit of rage, just like just flipped his table and just started destroying everything. I don't know why I've kept this here the whole time. I can move it out of the way. Let's see, free office space. Whoa. Anyways, now I guess that's all I have to tell you. Also, one more thing. Ender Luxio colors. I've done this a lot throughout the game. Ender Luxio has a lot of colors, and I like to kind of show them. Gray through the filing cabinet and plant. The purple, I think it's actually violet stripe. Blue and yellow. Totally did not forget the color blue. Those are the colors of Luxburgers and the name Luxio. And of course, Luxburgers, shockingly. And purple bucket. Orange isn't actually one of his colors, but it's here too. Oh, in red. And more blue and yellow. See, I'm an interior decorator. Anyways, now I guess we'll go to the next level. You don't get a graceful transition like one would normally have during, you know, your playthrough, which I highly encourage you play it. Which actually I think would be cool if you go play it first and then come back and watch this. But, you know, whatever. I can't tell you what to do. You're your own boss. Oh, good. It doesn't spoil anything. So yeah, we're going to number 2 now. Don't save.
Alright, you'll go down the elevator to your left, and you'll see your office and hopefully Dr. Grimm. If he's slacking, tell him to stop.
Tell him to stop. And that'll work out great, Jimmy. Anyways, yeah, here we are. I love this music, by the way. It came from Delta. And look who it is. Lily. Oh my gosh. And that guy's Cletus. He's also in Angel Manufactory, which he's literally just stolen from Albert Flamingo. But it's Cletus. I made him a character. And if you look over there, there's a file that says February 17th, 2020, and nothing else, nothing below it. I wonder how that comes into play. Anyways, yeah, you can see over there the Sage Bunny door. Sage Bunny's crossed out. I don't know how high quality you can see it, but it says Sage Bunny. Anyways, I need to stop explaining. I need to follow Jimmy's instructions. Go down the elevator and take a left. And here we go. What happens if you go up, you may ask? Nothing. Cry about it. Anyways, intro sequence. I'm gonna be quiet now, I think. Okay, I forgot how slow it was. Okay, well, I don't know why I was randomly recentered, but yeah, that's the intro. Perfect timing for the song to end, too. Yeah, here we are, lower floor. And Jimmy said to go left, but we're gonna go right, because for some reason people just feel compelled to go right anytime I show them the game. I don't know why. And over here, you can see more doors. Clementine Marsh, Peter Spangofsky, Ken Davidson, and Paul Matthews. We'll be able to read more names later, but if you know who those are, you are awesome. I'm looking at you, Frogger Mac. Hello. Anyways, going the right way, you can see over here, Dr. Grimm and Rando Does Things. Now, while that says my name, that normally would say your name. I'll elaborate on that later, and we can enter, but I'm not going to yet. So, elaborating now, you can see this circuit board is unimportant, but this one is the one. Oh no! Oh no! I screwed it up. I'm gonna have to reload the level. Oh no! All right, take 2. Okay. Normally, like I freeze the walls and the floor and stuff, so I don't know how that was not the case, but nonetheless, here we are again. Everything's fine. That never happened. Starting from the top. This is just some very simple CV2. I'm like a babbling baby whenever it comes to CV2. I have no idea how to do any of it. But I watched a tutorial, and this text right here, the one that says my name, will actually say your name whenever you join. It won't say your display name. I don't know how to make it do that. There is a way, I'm fairly certain, but I'm too stupid to figure it out. And this is like the best tutorial I found. So it just says your username, and I feel like that's a little more formal because it's like a workplace setting. So if you couldn't tell earlier, you're Luxburgers' new secret facility hiree. So formal. Yep. Voice crack. Yep. So yeah, all you CV2 buffs out there, you're probably thinking, oh, this guy's an idiot, why am I watching this video? But you're watching this video because I'm cool. That's why. Anyways, moving forward. I don't need that anymore. We can see Soldu67 and Big Jenny Big. That's not even a 6-7 joke, that was just the guy's username. From a Flamingo video, one of the Survivor videos? Yeah, it was Survivor. Peak video. I think it was like, they voted me off because I was ugly, or I think that was the title, I don't know. Watch Flamingo. Really funny, I love that guy. Over here we have Ampro1700 and Cartoon Fun 1. Ampro1700, I mean, neither of you guys are probably seeing this. Cartoon Fun, you might actually, I don't know. But Ampro, I met this guy in a maker pen. I met this guy in a rec center, and I was a newbie at Rec Room, and he just said, hey, you look like you're good at building. Want to help me on my game? And I just said, oh, alright. And I joined him, and we just kind of became friends, and it was awesome. And then, as every gamer fears, one day he went offline and never came back online. And it was like that for like 2 or 3 years, and then randomly he came back online and said, hey, you want to catch up? And I said sure, and I joined him, and it was really awkward, but nonetheless it was cool to get that experience. And Cartoon Fun 1, that is a YouTuber as well as a rec room player who saw my very first public Rec Room video, in which I opened my level 50 box and I got these really, really rockin' earrings. I kind of dissed them in my last video, but look at those. I mean, they're pretty cool. And I mean, they were disappointing at the time, but they've grown on me since. And he commented saying, oh, hey man, sorry about that. Here's a gift from your wish list to maybe make it better. And actually, let me find that. Oh, it was right at the top. I didn't think it would be. Yeah, this thing. It was on my wish list for whatever reason, and he just got it for me. And I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all. And I think I responded saying like, "Oh, whoa, that's awesome! Thank you. Expect a shutout." And I never gave him one, and I still feel bad about it to this day. But it just slipped my mind, and then it kind of just got too late. So, Cartoon Fun 1, you got the shoutout in the form of a whole game. Where is my regular shirt? I lost it. Oh, there it is. Duh, idiot. Okay, moving forward. Over there we have Wilhelm Gustloff and Florian Beck. Wilhelm Gustloff, that was like an actual guy in history. Florian Beck, character from Salt of the Sea. Really, really good book. I liked it. I read it in my English class. And those of you in my English class, hello, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't know what Salt of the Sea is, read it to peek. Over there we have RandomKid0118 and Randomok. Those are past usernames of mine. My very first username on YouTube was RandomKid0118. And my brother, who I think goes by Noshi now, really inconsistent with his names, but he gave that username to me because I didn't know what to make it, and I still have Rando in my name, so it's kind of cool that, I've kept with that all these years. Anyways, I keep spending so much time on every single level. I'm so sorry. But I'm trying to hurry. This is the elevator wall. I do not know why that elevator is there. And the elevator's still up here because I took every local level. Here's the music. I think there's is it down here? Yes, it is. This is a discarded Cletus holotar. Originally, instead of sitting there talking to Lily, he was just going to, I forgot that was there. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. But initially he was supposed to, run by. It was going to be like he was going to go down that way, but he was to see this, kind of pause and look at it, and then just go, whatever, not important, and then run back the way he came. and I scrapped that because I thought it'd be cool to have Lily here in the flesh. Which here's a close-up look of her. Both of these are me, by the way. Yeah, I play like literally every single NPC in this entire game because I mean it's just easier for me to do it by myself. So yeah, that's Lily, which is also me, and that's Cletus, which is also me. The more you know. Also, these wristbands, they are from a set in which I got for, it was like some NBA partnership. I almost said NFL partnership. You sports heads would have killed me. But yeah, I got it from that because they had like a bracket thing where you could choose who you thought would win the, is it the playoffs? Whatever the Super Bowl is to NBA people. I can't remember the name for the life of me. I think is it the playoffs? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not a sports guy, so yeah, I know I'm very uneducated. But it was whoever you thought would win those. I picked the Warriors because of the book series that I read whenever I was a kid, Warrior Cats. IYKYK. If you don't, if you know K, then I'm putting you onto peak. Go read it. But I picked them and they won, and it was awesome. Anyways, enough with my tangent. Maybe next level will be shorter. I don't know. Let's enter and meet Dr. Grimm. Oh my god, you keep ruining my cool transitions.
Hey, my name's Grim. You'll like this job. Pays easy. Nothing like being the chief welder for Luxio, though. That piece of crap. Speaking of Ender, he's not what he seems. You see, he fired his vice CEO, Sage, just so he could give the job to some random girl he doesn't even know. He hired Sage back, but he put him at the bottom of the ranks. He made him a stupid fry cook. I mean, can you believe that? A fry cook? That is the worst you could go. And you know, that's not even the half of it. Sage came to me and asked me for help to get revenge on Ender. He has a perfect plan to take him down, and the first phase should start any second now. You know, we really could use your help. I don't know, it's just a suggestion. Guess we'll find out when the time comes.
Attention! Attention! A silverback gorilla has escaped containment and is currently roaming throughout the Ender Reserve. Everyone evacuate immediately! Why do we even have a silverback gorilla in the first place?
Yes! The time has come! It's time to put Ender in his place.
Grim, stop this! Ender's done no wrong.
Nuh-uh.
You don't seriously believe him, do you? Whatever. And that, my friends, was the debut of Rando Does Things. Woo, I know. It's me. I mean, this is my game. Why wouldn't I be in it? Anyways, yeah, that was Grim, too. I hope you liked his millennial pauses and background noises, because I sure do. Anyways, here we are in the office of Grim. It was originally like only his office, but then I guess they like showed up and said, "Hey, we got a new hire. You're having company." And he's like, "All right." But he didn't even bother to clean up. I feel like for the few people who did play this game, they might have just kind of rushed past it to get out the door. But there is little cool things in his office. The player side is really barren, and everything's kind of nice and neat and tidy, and they got a box and stuff because they just got here. However, Grimside is a lot more chaotic and messy. He's an alcoholic, drinking lots of root beer. And Gerald Bill concert tonight at 8 p.m. Be there or be square. It's actually my handwriting. I made this sticky note. I made everything. But that is a little nod to a series that we were going to develop. It was going to be called The Bill Family. And it was going to be like on Rec Room. And it was going to be like a web series. I keep saying gonna be. Golly, vocabulary overusage, whatever. So it was to follow the Bill family, which was a very dysfunctional family of Gerald Bill, Linda Bill, LaQuisha Bill, and David Bill, and then their infantile son Darla Bill. And they're really dysfunctional. No character development at whatsoever. Don't know how I screwed that up. From the top. No character development whatsoever, and they all low-key hate each other. But at the same time, they love each other and their family, and it's so awesome. And yeah, that was a reference because Gerald Bill, the father, he was like a rocker. He had a garage band, and it never came to fruition, but it was a fun little hint. And got a bunch of papers over here because he's so messy and disorganized. And paper stack. It doesn't really look best from the side, but you get the gist. And oh yeah, this cutout. I don't know. I found it and I thought it fit. So it's like his version of a family photo. Like people in the workplace who have photos of like their wife and kids or whatever, or husband or kids, or I don't know. Family in general. He has this guy. maybe that's like his long lost brother or something. I don't know. Headcanons. Figure it out. Now, moving on. We are given the choice. Do we want to go with Rando Does Things or do we want to go with Grimm? I think Rando Does Things, you might remember the Rando route was finished. The other half wasn't. So we're going to do the unfinished half first. I think, because it's like really short and sweet. So going over here, you can see the elevator is closed now. Can't go in it. And we have to follow Grimm all the way back here. And now we can read the names. Did I change that name? I swear that said Ken Davidson in the last one. Now it says Vincent Whitman, Hasman Hotel. Paul Matthews, the guy who didn't like musicals. Clementine Marsh, The Walking Dead game. Peter Spankowski, Nerdy Prudes Must Die. Let's make sure okay, I done. William Afton, I guess. And Writer Alert, inside joke. My name's Ryder in real life, so it's, yeah. And, Fender Muxio, that was, this guy I met in Luxburgers, and for some reason he thought that I was Ender Luxio, even though I'm not. And he's like a Ender Luxio cosplayer type. He was kind of funny, so I figured I might as well put him in here. And Christian Borle, voice actor for this guy. Now, we are... I don't think there's much I need to show you in this level. I've already spent way too much time talking. Maybe I'm just being hard on myself. I don't know, but I feel like I've been spending so much time talking. Here's my holotar. Grimm's holotar is actually over here. All of them are. It looks really, really messy, but we had to kind of move them around a bit to make them look somewhat right. It was surprisingly difficult. Here are the state machines I use. I don't think I really explained this in the first level. State machines make the holotar go. The best way I could think of to explain them is a river, and every single point that the river hits, like these little checkpoints in the river, this makes the river flow. Every single checkpoint that is hit sends a signal to play, and then, whatever. I put the little text on there just to kind of help me know which state corresponded to which holotar. I'm not going to try to go too in-depth to explain it, because I'm not going to teach you CV1. So, if you want to learn CV1, go do it on your own time. So, yeah, here's this. Oh, this is Jimby's voice line for, attention, attention, a silverback gorilla's escape containment, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I pulled the gorilla thing out of my butt. Like, it was just complete ad-lib. Don't know where it came from. Doesn't really have very much lore meaning, but, I just pulled out my butt, thought it was funny, and it's in the story now. So now, let's follow Dr. Grimm. Oh, I forget every single time. Nope. Okay, this level is unfinished, just like the rest of the route. I just started on this level like a month before Rec Room announced it was shutting down, and then after that, school started kicking my butt, so I couldn't really do much on it, so there's like hardly anything in here. The lighting isn't even good, but yeah, broken keypad, so I guess Graham like and then made the door open. I don't know. Did you like my mouth sound effects? I think they were awesome. I think there was to be a Grimm holotar in here, like right here. I don't remember how it was planned, but this level, well, I don't know. I don't really want to let my samplers explain it to you. I think I just think
Y'all know, hold on, wait. Y'all know. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Shut the fuck up!
I think I would like to explain it to you myself rather than having a soulless sampler do all the work for me. So, let me explain first. Every single one of these little orange boxes, samplers, are 30 seconds worth of a voice clip from yours truly. And they explain every single route in the Grim, every single level in the Grim route. Oh my gosh! But since I'm not gonna just sit here and listen to those. I'm going to explain it myself. The players are supposed to come in here and hit the button and then they play. But this is supposed to be a parallel to the level. I can't remember. I think it's level 6 in the Sage route, Vault. And pretty much here, it's the one with Sage where you have to dodge the lasers and the Gemotron bots and obstacles and stuff, the security system, to get to the vault where Ender catches you and sends you to jail. Voice crack and burp. Excuse me. Anyways, yeah, this is the hallway. If you can't tell, I took this photo in LilysRevenge and then modeled it. It's not exact, but it looks kind of okay. And I left the photo there because I forgot about it. But yeah, I think it is a pretty okay replica. You can probably tell without it. Can you can you tell? Once again, I'm like rambling on and on and on. I have a horrible problem with that. In this level, Grim was to say, "All right, before we commence with our master plan, Sage has a little errand for us." He. All Sage wants me to do is type in a little code onto this remote access computer to acquire the password to a vault. And Graham goes to do that. He goes boo 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 boo, and then I think there's an animation. Oh, there is an animation for it. The screen goes red, and he quickly. Well, no, I think it just happens all together. The screen goes red, and the door opens, and he says, "Oh crap! I accidentally activated the security system. I need you to go run through these hallways, dodge the lasers, and get to the vault." And no, these are separate. Okay, no. The screen goes red. He's like, "Oh no, the security system." Yeah, that. "Oh no, I screwed up the security system. I did it wrong. I need you to go to the vault and. Or no. The vault isn't this way. It's that way. I need you to run through the hallways, avoid the lasers, and get to the. I think it's like it was gonna be like a power box or something, and he would need you to like pull some wires or something." And you would have to have like a minute to get all the way there, and it was supposed to be like a cool time crunch type thing, but of course, as you know, it never happened. But after he was done saying that, he would just kind of like, and then the door would glitch open, and then the player would go to run, and well, there's nothing out here, but you get the gist. They'd have to dodge the lasers, and oh, ignore that. That's actually I forgot. Instead of making a new level, for some reason I copied the first level in the Rando route. Ooh, sneaky peeky. Whoa. Anyways, completely forgot that was there. Moving forward. Yeah, once that would happen, the player would, run through, dodge the lasers, pretty much the same as the lasers are in this level in LilysRevenge. Once they're through that, and if they beat the time limit, woohoo! If they don't, then there's going to send them to a death room. Once they get to the panel or whatever it was, they would open it up, rip out some wires or something, and then they would be teleported back here. And then Grib was like, "Oh, good job! I almost blew it. If it weren't for you, we would be up a creek right now." Anyways, I guess since that part of the mission failed, let's just keep going. Let's just continue with the plan. And that's the end of this level. I really wish I had a cool visual for the next one. I think I'm gonna sit down. I really wish I had a cool visual for the next one, but I don't because I didn't get that far in production. But the next level would be, if I remember correctly, it was the boiler. I think it was the boiler. You will see the boiler later, actually. It was modeled, but it's not in this route. I'm going to pull up my notes app because I have everything typed out in there, and I got to make sure I'm doing it right because I don't want to just be blatantly lying about my own game. Okay, after this, Grim takes the player to the boiler, and he says that, all right, well, we're going to send on top of the boiler and use this control panel to reroute the heat, because Sage has screwed up the coolant mechanism, which cools the boiler, so now all the coolant is spilled, and the heat in the boiler is, it's overheating, and the boiler's overheating because there's no coolant. So we're going to reroute that heat to kill Lily. Yeah, he's a villain. So he starts to. However, Rando comes into play again. Did the lighting just change, or am I crazy? I feel like something weird happened there in the corner of my eye, but I'm not sure. Rando becomes relevant again. It turns out that he somehow ended up getting access to the security system and sent a whole bunch of Jumbotron bots to the player and Grim. So the player would have to use it wasn't a railgun, the machine gun Jumbotron gun. I don't know if that's what it's called or not. I don't remember. I don't play Jumbotron much. But you would have to use that to fend off the robots while Grim hacked into the panel and rerouted the heat. Once you kill all of the bots, Rando runs in through the main hallway, panting and heaving, and is Grim, stop this! Ender's done no wrong. Sage has you fooled. He's got you pulled in hook, line, and sinker. We can turn back. Yada, yada, yada. And Grim says, no, you're a loser, and you're stupid. Bye. And then he says to the player, let's blow this joint. We've got to go to the grease trap. And there they would go. In the next level, they arrive at the grease trap, and it turns out Lily just isn't there. The plan was for Grim alone to arrive there, because the player isn't really in the original plan that he and Sage made. Grim arrives, Lily's there. That just happened again. I swear I'm going crazy. Grim arrives, Lily's there. Sage had lured Lily into the facility because, everyone evacuated due to the gorilla. Sage lured her in there, pretending to be Ender, which, if you've played LilysRevenge, you know that he does that. He impersonated Ender, saying, "Oh, Lily, we need you at the facility. You can fix it. You can save the facility from going up in flames," or something. I don't know. She arrives at the grease trap. Ender isn't there. Grim shows up, and he pushes her in. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy peasy. However, that's not how it played out. Oh, I finally saw it. Anyways, in this route, Grim and the player arrive. Lily's not there, but they see a door at the end of the corridor open, and Lily's running away. They chase her, but Rando shows up and is behind them. They realize that Rando somehow got word to her remotely saying, "Yo, that's not Sage. You gotta run. They're gonna kill you." And like any normal person, she got the heck out of Dodge. Grim and the player pursue and have to avoid Rando, and there's going to be like a little mechanic where if Rando catches up with the player, then they die, death room. But if the player stays ahead of Rando, then level progresses. And they get to a juncture where a piece of flaming debris, at this point the boulder became so unstable, and the grease trap became so unstable, that everything went... I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but they rerouted the heat to the grease trap. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. I'm not good at explaining things. But they rerouted the heat to the grease trap, and now that became unstable, so did the boiler. Everything's unstable. Big boom, fire everywhere. The underground facility's going up in flames while these people are in it. So, a piece of debris from the ceiling falls down and separates Grim and the player from Lily. So, and then by association, Rando, who catches up and is like, "What the heck? We gotta save her," or whatever. I don't know. The player, Grim, and Rando have no way to reach Lily because of the flaming debris, and she starts to run. However, Ender shows up from, I guess, like a side door, and he pushes her into the fire, forces her into it, and she burns alive, screaming. crying, begging for mercy, but he doesn't let up. No, he just watches in fury or whatever. I don't know. It for all they know, that's Ender that did that. However, that isn't Ender. As I mentioned previously, Sage likes to impersonate Ender, so that's actually Sage, and that is what would be the photo that's in Sage's secret office. So Sage disguised himself as Ender and killed her, leading her to believe that Ender is her killer, bringing us to the events of LilysRevenge. I'm really, really, really sad that this route did not get very far in development because the other route, it's the non-canon route, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I think my samplers here explained it kind of okay, so we'll see. After that, let me look at my notes again. There would be a level where they gotta escape the facility after that. Oh yeah, there's like a mini game where you have like, you're really slow, low visibility, and the whole hallways are on fire. You get separated from everyone else, and you gotta escape by finding a maintenance elevator that goes to the surface. And then you get to the surface, and Rando is like yelling at Grim because he just got Lily killed, and Jimby's just kind of standing there confused because he was like the first person to get out because he's the one who kind of corralled everyone together, herded them together, and got everyone out safely because of the gorilla, which the gorilla's actually never seen, but he's actually out and about in the facility, and he probably died in the fire. I never thought about that. Yeah, he probably got smoked out in the fire and died. So R.I.P. Gorilla. Wow. However, that's not the end. The players will be taken to the next level, in which they find themselves at a funeral. Grim's funeral. Grim is by all appearances dead. However, he's not actually dead. Rando just called in a friend of a friend and had Grim's death faked. And that's because Sage had implicated Grim? Sage had implicated Grim to authorities. Sage himself was by all appearances not in there. He was disguised as Ender. So he said, "Oh yeah, but my buddy Grim was in there. Oh, I wonder what that means." So he's pretty much just trying to make Grim take the blame for him. And Rando knows this, and he's like, "Oh, that's not good." Because I guess he feels bad for Grim. I don't know. In real life, I'd be like, "Oh, no, that's your fault. Bye. Have fun in jail." But I guess we need plot, so Rando feels bad for him and says, "All right, well, no worries. I got a friend, and you're dead now, by the way." So yeah, and the level opens up where the player is not there, but they're like spectating a conversation between Rando and Grim. They are standing behind a tree watching Grim's funeral as the preacher, father, priest, whoever it is at a funeral, is speaking kind things about him that are probably untrue. And Rando says like, "Oh man, I'm sorry that had to happen, man. I'm sorry Sage lied to you," because in the level prior from this one that we're in now, if you know anything about the lore, Ender did not fire Sage for no reason. I'm not going to explain on that much more. You can watch Ender's video yourself, because if you haven't, you're a loser. So Rando apologizes, and he says, "Look, I know you don't really have a lot of opportunity since you're legally dead, and I do not have a new identity for you, because I ran out of favors. So I am making my own company called the Randomain, and you are going to have a job as one of the most highest, uppest people there. Of course, you're not going to have like an actual position, but you're gonna have a job, and you can live there because you're not legally allowed to own any property, considering the fact that you're dead." And Grim's just kind of okay, because he's like just PTSD traumatized over the fact that he just got some lady killed because he didn't really know the full story because he'd been lied to and manipulated. So that is how the canon route ends, which that pretty well perfectly, I believe, leads into the events of LilysRevenge. Now we actually get to go back to the gameplay, and I can show you more levels and stuff. I'm sorry for this huge rant, but I mean it's not really a rant, it's just rambling. But I feel like it's necessary for me to explain this. So I guess without further ado, we are going to go back to where we left off. So imagine we are back in the, I don't really spoil any of this, but imagine we're back in the scene after the gorilla escaped and everything's red, and Rando's like, "Oh, you don't believe him, do you?" Whatever, and then runs off. that takes us to this level. Don't save. Alright. Alright, there we go. This is the level that was outside. I'll peek my head out. The other level that we were just in was over there, but at this point in development, I hadn't built it yet. But for whatever reason, I don't remember why, I just copied this level and then built it over there. Don't remember why at all, excuse me. So we're just gonna continue. I got some directory things up here. Random filing cabinets in the hallway because, you know, why not? And over here we have the coolness unit, and you see a very handsome man in there. And we're gonna go talk to him. Because, you know, at this point we didn't go with Grim at all. We chose to go with Rando. And we're siding against Grim now. Of course, the player doesn't know the full story, but Rando will explain it. Are you kidding me? Sage. Oh, hi. I did not expect to see you here. I figured you would have stuck with Grim, considering you two were co-workers and all. Well, since you're here, I assume you want to help me, right? Well, that's awesome. I'm Rando. I'm the security camera technician guy. I run the cameras and sit around on my butt all day. I'm not supposed to be in here, though, but it's a long story. What am I doing here? I'm working to stop Grim, because no matter how much I think he's slightly okay, he's wrong, no matter how right he thinks he is. You see, he's been lied to by an ex-higher-up named Sage Money. Sage was a really good friend of the founder, Ender Luxio, before he tried to overthrow him and take over Luxburgers. So Ender fired him. But then he felt bad, so he rehired him. And now, because of that slightly horrible decision, Sage is working from the inside to take Ender down once and for all. I don't know exactly what he and Grim are planning, but all I know is that it has something to do with the spilled coolant behind me, because the coolant is directly linked to the boiler. It keeps it in check and from, you know, big heat, big everything. And now that's a problem because it's entirely spilled. Oh yeah, the coolant spilled behind me? I'm pretty sure that's the work of Sage Bunny. He often glitches stuff, like this terminal and that door behind you. He's able to hack into pretty much anything. I don't even know how to do that. So, from what I can tell is he set the gorilla loose by unlocking its cage remotely, then came here and then broke the terminal and released all the coolant, so now the boiler is going to overheat. Which is not good. I need to know if you're with me now, because Grim and Sage need to be stopped. So if you're with me, then come on. If you're not, then bye, I guess. Good luck living with all this on your conscience. Rando does things I'm scared. I originally planned, whenever I was recording these holders, I originally planned to like walk around, but I felt like it'd look weird, and holders don't really translate movements entirely properly, so it was just easy if I just went straight shot. Anyways, I feel like that kind of explained the lore of LilysRevenge, what happened before the events of the game, pretty well. So that's canon to the actual game, and that's also canon to this one too. I tried to make this game fit into the canon as easily as possible. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen in LilysRevenge, the sequel, that will probably invalidate this game, but whatever. So, I guess I will get on with it. You know, you're supposed to follow Rando this way, and you're supposed to go that way to the Tramway. I feel like I probably should have specified that in my holotars, but whatever. Iridium testing. Iridium is just like some element I think Ender made up. I don't remember his explanation for it. Rando, I think, if I remember correctly, he explained it in his developer walkthrough. Find that clip and put it up on screen.
Iridium. So Iridium is a reference to Borderlands. I think it's specifically Borderlands 2.
Anyway, I don't think... Oh, wait, there is a secret in here. So, in a lot of LilysRevenge, and a lot of the levels, there is a guy in them by the name of G-Man, which you will see him in a moment, because he's here, too. Oh, my gosh. He's actually in a good few levels. What is he? No, I don't. He's only in a couple, actually. I think I planned for him to be in a good few, but it just didn't happen, because I'm shutting down. So, In Ender's games, a lot of the times you would have to complete the level, but not like leave it, and then go back to either the beginning or like a certain spot in it that is not normally featured or used or whatever, and then a whole tar of G-Man would show up. And I did that with this one. So it's not accessible before you talk to Rando, but after you talk to him and Rando leaves, and once you're able to walk through these doors as well, because there's invisible collisions that lock you in. Another ruler. Huh. If you go back to where you came from, you get to hear G-Man, aka me talking in a British accent, but it's the character of G-Man. Ah, I see you've chosen the tale of Rando Does Things. It's an honorable choice it is, and I must commend you for it. Sure is a shame that it's one of the many timelines that this universe holds that will never come to fruition. Maybe it's for the better, though, for no matter how good an ending looks, it may not always be that way. That goes for Rando Does Things, and even the future timeline of Sage Bunny. Ah, I see you've chosen. Okay, shut up. There's not much circuitry to be had with him. Pretty much whenever the level first starts, the holotar is like way back here, and then once I think after Rando leaves, there's an animation that makes it just move up right in here. So shut up. Yeah, that's my really crappy British accent. Thank you for listening, but I think it's on point enough to get the point across that that's G-Man. Not much to explain in here. I mean, I guess I could talk about this whole area. Lots of random circuits. Once again, I made these little titles for the states to kind of tell myself in development which holotar was which. These are actually a lot less messy than Grimm's. Wow. Lots of emitters here to make little sparks. I use these like way too much, but it's whatever. Out here, there is like it looks simple, but it was really hard for me to figure out how to make this. The coolant, you know, it was hard to make these things move around in circles while the entire level of coolant was going up and down. So it's going like that or whatever, I don't know. So, this is the coolant area. This is, I really just kind of came up with all this layout on a whim. You're supposed to, like, if you were to have clearance, you go through these doors, and there's going to be, like, a stairway that you went down here, and, oh, hey, it's my lines. Oh, no, these aren't my lines. Oh, there was a note. Rando doesn't have clearance, plus cannot alert anyone to it because everyone is gone due to Gorilla. I do not remember writing that, but, there's a note down there for myself, I guess. They have, go down there, and then normally whenever the place isn't flooded, they would have access to the coolant unit, and they could maintain it, whatever. And these pipes, you know, weren't broken and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, the circuits for this little blinking light, really simple. Pretty much it's always red, but then that yellow one kind of comes out every once in a while to make the effect that it's blinking red. It looks kind of stupid, but whenever you're far away, you can't really tell at all. It looks pretty dang good far away. This, very few people might have noticed this, but a tiny little dripping droplet of coolant comes out of this pipe. And that's actually a paintball particle. You can see it down there. It's paint. Yeah, what's this? Oh, reference photo. Why can't I grab it? Whatever. Yeah, I took this so I could mimic the door over here. This is actually the first time the door ever this is the first door that I made in the game, and then I just copied it over and over again because, I mean, it's a good door. And yeah. But back to the paint, I was trying to experiment with CV2 to make a whole bunch of drips, and it was going to come down from like there and everywhere. And it was going to be cool ambience, but it didn't really work out, and I guess I just forgot to get rid of it, so it just kind of sits here now. And it happens due to this. I know, super complex. For those of you who don't know circuits, you really have no idea what's going on. And if I'm being so honest, I have no idea what's going on either. I'm just putting things together, and sometimes they work. And you know, outer area. normally in like the actual game or in the actual building, not game, there would be a wall there and there would be the stairs there that I mentioned and whatnot. But since this is a game, I get to skip out on the things you don't see because I'm fat and lazy. And that's about it. I'm trying not to sneeze right now. I'm holding one nostril closed. You didn't really need to know that, but whatever. We're going to keep going because I feel like I'm wasting so much time. Here we go. I do not want to save. Oh, yeah. Okay, minor issue. It appears as if, because of the escaped gorilla, everybody took the trams to the exits. Which means that we kinda can't get to the boiler without walking along the tram lines. And I mean, I know it's kinda dangerous, but I mean, I don't think it's that much of a fall. Although I must give you a fair warning, I'm really good at balancing, but it's only whenever I'm going really fast, like actively running. It's a trick I picked up in the circus. So I might end up leaving you behind, and in anticipation of that, I'm going to go ahead and give you some directions so you don't get lost. There's kind of an intersection of sorts back there. I need you to go down the left corridor, clearly labeled a boiler, and in there it kind of slopes, but it's easy, I promise. Alright, good luck out there, soldier. I'll see you at the boiler. Alright, so you're actually not allowed to follow him immediately because I wanted to give time for my holotar to get away. But yeah, tightrope walking. A lot of people have trouble with this, but I'm pretty dang good at it. So I figured it'd be fun to make into a level. Random states there, I don't know what's going on. But here's the music. This is from Portal 2 for like Portal heads out there. I personally have like never played Portal in my life because I do not own a computer. I'm a lazy idiot loser. But there it is. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of loud and obnoxious, and I don't really like it for this level, but I forgot to get rid of it before I released it, and I figured, hey, it's better than having the level just be completely dead silent. So, here we are. And yes, if you do fall, you will die. I mean, you don't die, you just get sent back to the previous level, because I never got around to making a death room, but, yeah, I do not know how to make the circuits for a death room like Ender did in LilysRevenge, because I'm a loser, but, it's whatever. Following his directions, we take a left here, but I'm not going to right away. We have the wall signs, like in LilysRevenge, in the actual cave areas. Excuse me. So we have the boiler, which is where we're going, Shore Point, Surface Elevator, and Marrow Lab. Just like in, I think it was Ravenholm in LilysRevenge, reference to, I think it was Half-Life, right?
Up here is a reference, mostly just the middle part. The other two are just random stuff I made up. But Ravenholm is based off Half-Life 1, or not 1, 2. Half-Life 2. Oh, people are gonna hate me for saying that. It's the zombie-infested place with head crabs and stuff, and bonk.
Once again, I haven't played Half-Life, I know, throw tomatoes at me. But I found this title, and I thought it sounded cool, so I put it up there and crossed it out, just like in LilysRevenge. And over here, we've already seen these places. Coolant unit, iridium testing, office sector. You start in the office sector. And yeah, which you're not supposed to go right, but there are things over here. Not much, but more silly little titles, which you can see now. Just be careful, because there's a barrier right there, and it might make you accidentally walk off. Vox Populi, fellow has-been fans. I know I say that with regret and deep guilt and shame, but hell, Vox Populi, the Beatles, always manifest destiny as long as you invest in me, the rest will all fit into place. Medical, I didn't know to put there. Dead Dog Center, Our Flamingo reference. Heart, Albert Flamingo. Alright, here, let me like switch my hands. Heart, Flamingo. Did the music just stop? I didn't know it did that. In two-tone tech, Tommy two-tone reference, 8675309. Oh my gosh. If you've ever played LilysRevenge, you probably know the number. I genuinely did not know anything about that song before I played LilysRevenge. I think I just hallucinated the song playing because I thought I heard it for a second. There's nothing this way. Ooh, I almost screwed up. But yeah, nothing this way. You cannot keep going. I'm trying so hard. So, we're gonna go this way. And he mentioned that it slopes a bit, and it does. Slope it does indeed. You can see it. Now, logistically, I have no idea how this would work with the trams. Would they just like go down it like a roller coaster? You tell me. But I just thought it would add fun stakes, and it has screwed up so many people because I've played this with Jimby and Grim so many times, just bored. And I would take them through it and show them the new levels and stuff. So they've screwed up plenty of times, and even so have I. By me not falling at all, that shows that I'm a pro. Checking his watch. I'm sorry to keep him waiting. I think that's all I have to talk about. I'm not really going to explain the circuits. I'm just going to let the game take me to the next level because there's not much to explain. So, yeah, let's just listen to him.
Hey, glad to see you made it. It wasn't that bad, was it? Nah. Anyways, I think we should hurry. I'm pretty worried about whatever it is that Grim and Sage are planning. More specifically, though, I'm worried about a woman named Lily. She took Sage's place after Ender fired him, and knowing what I know about Sage, I wouldn't be surprised if he's very spiteful against her. So I'm concerned for her safety. We got this.
Oh, that would have been cool, but now I have a trigger volume about to make my game crash. Alright, the lighting in here looks weird, and I want to change it, but the dynamic is stupid. Rec Room had to stupid shut down. Anyways.
Okay, well, I was right. They are using the boiler. For what? I have no idea. Sage might just be wanting to reroute the heat elsewhere, or overload the boiler and blow up everything. I really hope not, though. Although, one thing I'm not sure about is Grim might have tripped this on accident, but one way or another, a security measure was activated, and Ender's security bots are roaming all throughout the hallways leading to the boiler. That's going to be difficult. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that bad. I've studied these robots before, and from what I can tell, all you have to do to evade them is just stay out of their direct line of sight. It's fairly simple, just watch out for their little beam. I don't know how many there are, though. That might be tough. Whatever, it'll be easy. It'll be good. We got this. Yeah.
And there he goes, clipping through the door. I don't know if any of you can tell, but I do not have a script for my lines. Like, I will just sit there, start recording a holotar, just say what I have a vague idea of saying, and then it won't sound good, so then I'll delete it, redo it over and over and over, and it'll slowly get more and more polished. And this one was one of the lesser polished ones, you could probably tell. But, yeah, like in the coolant level, I didn't have any sort of canvases underneath the level, so there was no lines. There aren't any under here too. I hope I didn't. Well, you can actually see Grim's lines over there, which I'll touch on that later. I'll just take a peek at these holotars state machines. Not much to do here, just hallway and stuff. The circuits here are pretty simple. This is where it gets a tidbit tricky. You can see these guys. These are the camera bots, which are featured in LilysRevenge. Ender mentioned in his developer walkthrough that he wanted to do more with them.
Whoa. Security bots.
Security bots.
Well, hope we don't get caught. Come on down.
I kind of wish I used more security bots, to be honest.
So I figured, hey, why not do more with them? Because, spiritual successor type thing. I don't know. I'm a loser. So I went ahead and copied the model as well as I could. I think, yeah, there's a model out here of it. Watch out for that. Help! Yo, I'm at school right now. What's good, all my friends? Help! Help me!
Yo, I'm in school right now. What's good, all my friends? Help! Help me!
Yeah, I think there's a photo of it on RecNet. Editor Rando put it on screen. I clipped out of bounds, and I took a really good photo of one of these guys in LilysRevenge, and then I came here and then copied it. It doesn't look perfect. It looks better. It would look better if I weren't on Quest. This is what it should look like, but Quest makes everything low poly because it's stupid. So yeah, but it looks okay. It's not perfect. I really skimped on the detail of the little or I guess it's like iridium or something. The little iridium core. I don't know. But you know, whenever it's moving around, you can't really tell. So continuing, this guy right here goes in a figure 8. So as long as you stay out of that figure 8, you should be good. There are two guys right here. They loop. They mimic each other. So they both do the exact same thing. So as long as you kind of know what the other one's doing, you are good. Now watch out for that guy right there. He is a booger to get by. Well, let me tell you. He goes really fast. He just does like a zigzag, and he's really fast whenever he does it too. So as long as you just kind of sit and observe his pattern and stay out of the little points on the walls that he touches, you are good. This guy is glitching. There is actually, I'm going to be so honest, there's not a good way to avoid him. I meant to rework it before the game got published, but as we all know, that didn't happen. So you might have thought about it beforehand, but hey, Rando, couldn't I just crawl under their beam? Because if you notice, the trigger volume does not go to the floor. So, yes, dear viewer, you can crawl under the beam. It's not always a 100% guarantee, but with this one, it's like all you have to do is just hug this wall and then just kind of crawl by him, and he doesn't really notice. And I may make it look easy, but that's just because I've had to test this so many times. So yeah, it is Flow Kirk 6-7 difficult. So good luck on it if you were to play this game. This guy, he just looks there. I skimped on this one because I just wanted to get it done. And here we are at the boiler. I will explain later once this is done. Yep, let's just play the game, idiot. Grim, stop this. Look, I don't know what you and Sage are planning, but whatever it is, I can tell that it's dangerous. I've seen you two conspiring over the security cameras, and I know that Sage has pulled you in hook, line, and sinker. He's got you fooled. It's not too late to turn back. You can come with us, and we'll just leave. It's dangerous in the facility with that gorilla on the loose. We can turn back before it's too late. Please. Please.
You simpleton. You actual idiot. You don't understand Sage's master plan. You don't get the reasons. What Ender did to us. How he wronged us both. You're obstructing justice. And Sage is working to put this right at this very moment. He's luring that big shot Lily back into the facility. Once I catch her at the grease trap, we'll have won. Oh yes, we have won. Okay, bypassing the firewall. Okay, bam. All it takes is one push, Rando, and we win.
Grease trap? What do you mean Sage redirected the boiler heat to the grease trap. Sage lured Lily back in, and now Grim's gonna kill her. We have to go right now. There may still be time. Come on, quick. And there he goes, off to clip into the wall. I recorded this one on a moment's notice. This one was actually, if I remember correctly, I recorded after Rec Room announced it'd be shut down. I had to do a good few little polishes to the game to make it semi-presentable, and that was one of them. I mentioned earlier that holotars kind of screw up your movement. In reality, I just ran straight down there and then took a left and then just kind of stood there and waited for the holotar to end. But for some reason, I don't know why, but holotars screw it up and it made me like clip into the wall. I don't know. Now, I get to talk about this level. If I were to walk down this hallway, it would take me to the next level, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to talk about this. This is, I mentioned earlier the boiler, which is where we are now, and I mentioned the level in which you would accompany Grim here, and he would be trying to redirect the heat, as he did here. However, he is stopped by the Jumbotron bots that Rando sent in, and the player, has to shoot them. The player will be up here with Grim as he's like doing this, and there would be like some sort of counter that would like detect how many hits he took or something. I don't know. And the player would have the Jumbotron bots would come from here, here, and here, and the player would have to go. Yeah. I don't know. It was a really cool idea though, and I was so excited to make it, but you know I didn't get that far, so it unfortunately got scrapped. But you can see the little barriers that the player could get behind, and go, you know, and get back here and. Oh, I did not mean to slide. But you get the gist. And it was to be really cool. And I was actually making the keypad, you know, it was going to look good, but I never got around to it in this level. And I was going to finish it come the Grim level, and that didn't happen, as you know. So, yeah, that's it. And, you know, in the other route, Rando would come in, pretty much say about the same thing that he did here, except to not include the other player, just say, come with me, instead of come with us. And, you know, make it plural, so it's like you guys instead of you, or whatever. And same thing would play out, and instead of just kind of running away like Grim did, he would say, all right, come on, we don't need to spend any more time with this loser, and then he'd run off. And yeah, that's about it for this level. Really sad that didn't happen, which, if I remember correctly, there's a little Easter egg over here. I do not wish to touch that. Yeah. Rando pop again. I'm really proud of the inclusion of that little guy. I think it was cheeky putting him there. But there's these hallways that are over here. In this route, they are inaccessible, and in the Grim route, you would like not even be able to leave the top of the boiler. But Jumbotron bots, I think there's like a map. Yeah, there is. Yeah, here's Grim's lines, by the way. But I drew a map of the entire level before I made it, and there's a little key over here. Jumbo bots spawn. They were gonna spawn there, and there, and there. In the original, not in reality. What am I talking about? In the original, the boiler was gonna be in the center of the room, but I can't exactly remember what screwed that up. I think it was about the holotar with Grim. Yeah, originally they were gonna come in from a hatch on the roof, and I think you can see. Yeah, this was the original parameters for the room. Crazy, I know, but they were gonna come in from a hatch in the ceiling. But the holotar was screwing up, so I couldn't do that. So instead, I had to, like, last minute, random, just throwing things at the wall. Had to make this little hallway there and move the wall forward. So that didn't really happen. But you know, Jumbo bots were gonna come all around, and it was gonna be really cool. It would have been awesome. But as I said, it didn't happen, unfortunately. Now I guess since there's not much else to do here, I don't think there's much else to touch on. I could touch on this part. I think this area stayed pretty dang faithful to the original concept. All these doors take the players to the previous level because before they shut down a rec room, I don't think they were functional. So I just had to quickly just throw all this together, and I probably could have done it a smarter way. Now I think I'm already like able to come up with a smarter way in my head involving state machines, but it's fine, it's whatever. So yeah, I just made a door, connected the not invisible collisions, what am I talking about? Connected the trigger volumes to them, and then just called it a day. Yeah, I probably could have done it an easier way that would have saved on ink, but it's whatever. And yeah, this is the skybox. It's really, really scary and red and dreary just because I liked the lighting. Not for in there, but I liked it for these areas, these hallways, and especially in here. Like, does this area not look cool? I think it looks pretty dang cool. I guess I could talk about this. The boilers, just big old tubes. This, I just threw it together. Random pipes for, I don't know, setting the scene. Bunch of barrels of, I guess, grease. I don't know. Rando, yeah, that's about it. Now, we are going to accompany Rando in his quest to save Lily's life, because now he's finally learning what's going on. Let's go. Forgot again. Alright, this is another level that did not get finished. You can see here I have a bunch of more state machines talking about it, but I'm not going to play those. I'm going to talk about it myself. Here is... These are holotars kind of set up to represent what the scene would have looked like. but you know, that didn't happen. So pretty much the player would join Rando above the now incredibly unstable boiler due to Grim having rerouted the heat, and Rando would, you know, be saying, "Yo, Grim, stop it now." And Grim would be, "No, you're a loser," and he's threatening Lily with a gun. He's like, you know, jump in, or I'll shoot you, like one or the other. I don't know. I don't know how he got a gun in here, but he did. One way or another, I will be so honest, I do not know how Rando would have done it. I realized I made him very tall on accident. I do not know how he would have done it, but Rando would have convinced Grim not to do it. Whether he somehow discredits Sage or just shows Grim the light, he gets Grim to realize the truth that Ender didn't fire Sage for no reason. Sage tried to overthrow him. And I guess Grim connects the dots, realize, oh wait, that makes a lot more sense than Ender firing him to hire some girl he doesn't even know. And he realizes, oh, I'm in the wrong. Okay, well, I'm not going to kill Lily now. And before they can proceed with that notion, a huge bubble of boiling hot grease just kind of like is welling up beneath them, and none of them notice it until it pops and sends like a huge spew of grease up beneath them. And in a final act of heroism, now knowing that he was wrong, Grim pushes Lily, not into the grease like he initially planned on, but he pushes her over onto this catwalk, saving her life, but giving up his own. And it would collapse out from under him, and he would die in a blaze of glory. Not really. But, you know, he redeemed himself. I keep accidentally grabbing my microphone. He redeemed himself. And now, more and more bubbles are popping up. Things are getting really unstable. There's like a huge rumbling in the background. And Rando's like, oh gosh, we gotta go. And then they run out that way. I can't place a waypoint for some reason, but they run out that way, and the level ends. Really awesome. There's not much in here, really. I'm gonna get rid of these barriers because I do not like them. But, you know that, I'm curious. I thought I forgot to. I guess I'll explain this really quickly. But, I had this invisible collision here, because I planned to have the animation set up where the thing falls already. I was planned to have it set up before Grim recorded his holotars in here, and pretty much he was to record it, and then I was like gonna press a button on cue, and then it was gonna collapse out from under him, and he was gonna fall into the grease, and he would be down here. There's not much down here because the player is not supposed to normally be able to see it, but he would end up down here, and he would have to climb this to get back up to here. And Gender Luxio fan, you might have seen the photo earlier, but one way or another, don't know how he did it, but he got up there, which is weird because before I made this available to the public, I had this little bit open, so like, you know, it was easy for just like anyone who I was showing the game to climb up here, but I closed it before publishing it, and I thought that I forgot, and that's how Gender got up there, and I was just gonna leave it as a funny little Easter egg, but now I'm curious on how the heck he did that. These aren't climbable, are they? No? How did he do that? Did he clip out? I guess that's what he did. I don't know what he did. Well, Gender, if you're seeing this, how in the world did you do that? Weird. Anyways, now continuing with what I was originally going to talk about, get rid of these barriers. Not all that much in here. The grease is like literally the exact same as the coolant. I did the exact same thing as I did with the coolant. Yep. Down here, it's just kind of like a little work area for all of the Luxburgers employees who worked in the grease trap. A little Rando right there too. Bunch of vats of grease and stuff. And here is like, I don't know what this machine is. I guess in my head it's like some sort of grease processor. I don't know, but you know, it's overflowing because everyone had to escape because of the gorilla. And you know, grease isn't normally neon orange, but I made it that way because like logically, it's so hot. So like I guess why wouldn't it be glowing? Or more funnily, and kind of fits in with LilysRevenge, Ender, for some reason, in his underground facility, has so many just like random rooms full of glowing liquid. Don't know why. In the Sage ending, where you go against the End 808 bot, there's just like a random dip with a whole bunch of neon liquid at the bottom. How does it even happen? At the bottom. In the Lily boss fight, you are standing above a platform over a big old room of neon lava of sorts, and I think in the ender ending too, you're over catwalks over a bunch of neon liquid lava stuff. I don't know what's up with Ender and neon liquids, but that's what he's into, I guess. And I also made this keeping in mind the idea of players coming down here, like not players, but like people I'm showing the game to, because like I'd want them to jump down, because I don't always have those barriers there. They kind of jump down and I'd just show them around, and I'd say, all right, well, let's go back up. And they could kind of climb up here, up here, up here. Not go right here because there's no collisions there for some reason, because Rec Room tubes are weird. But they go here to this point and then jump over here, and then they're back up. It's really cool, I know. Yeah, that's really about it for this level. I threw it all together in like, I think 2 days. I don't build real detailed, but I do a little bit. I think my games look alright. I mean, they're not the best, but they're alright. And now we are going to the very final level. And this one is, I'll give you a bit of a spoiler, it takes place at Grimm's funeral. Except he's really dead this time. And I think there's there's an invisible collision up here. I always call these invisible collisions, and I don't know why. Trigger volume. Like, if I were to press that button and listen to all of the samplers, at the end of after the very last one plays, this animation thing causes this to go down at the door, so you can go and press the door and it takes you, but since we didn't do that, we're gonna have to do this. Nope. Alright, it did not work, so doing it again. Alright. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you. For all your help and everything you did. I mean, of course, I'm sorry that what happened to Grimm happened, but really, with how stubborn he was, I think it's the only outcome, really. It's as much as it pains me to say it. What I just find crazy is that you did all of that for people you don't even know. So, I thank you, and I know that Mr. Luxio does, and so does Lily. You saved her life. But, I'm gonna go catch some of the priest's words. But, thank you. From all of us. Okay, you're about to hear a voice. It isn't mine. I mean, it is mine, but it's not me talking in this moment. Hi, omnipotent Rando voice here again. For the credits, pretend that the LilysRevenge end credits music is playing. I never got a hold of a soundboarder, so I haven't been exactly able to put it in, so just pretend that you're hearing the really, 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 really awesome soundtrack made by the really, 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 really awesome Mr. Luxio. Alright, I think there's going to be a voice playing and I need to stop it. Okay, now that my Yap Fest in the credits has ended... Stop. Okay, now... Okay, now we're fine. That is the end of the game. Hopefully, Editor Rando remembers to have put the end credits music in that, so you're not just sitting there in dead silence while I stare at it. But that is the end of the game, and there would have been a very similar credit sequence for the other ending, but as you know, I didn't get to it. So this is Grimm's funeral, and it is, I mean, it's really barren. There were going to be more people here, but I didn't end up coming up with enough more characters to fill in the crowd. Because, fun fact, everyone here is me. Except for Jimby right there, that's actually him. But everyone here is me. These people are frauds. They are actually me. Just different outfits. Even that Ender Luxio guy right there. That right here, I'll fly out. This guy right here is my first ever outfit I made on Rec Room. You might have seen him in my Radium video. I kind of tried to replicate him. This is Grimm's first ever outfit. He actually had a yellow tank top, but I didn't have one. And I figured orange was good enough. I wasn't going to go out of my way to buy a yellow tank top. So, yeah, this was his first ever avatar. Don't know why he had cornrows. Jimby, the only other person actually in this level. And over here we have Ender Luxio. He doesn't look right, and I know that. Pretty much it was a long time ago before they forced you to use Upgrade to Bean. Whenever Upgrade to Bean was still new and you were still allowed to use Classic Bean, I went ahead and these headphones were brought back to the store, and I wasn't going to buy them, but I figured it'd be fun to kind of copy Ender Luxio's outfit, so I went ahead and I was in my dorm. I tried on the hoodie, the glasses, the hair dye, and the headphones. I didn't have the necklace because you have to get it from Crescendo, so I couldn't try it on, but I already owned the gloves. So I just kind of stood in my dorm and just kind of, made like a very generic, basic Ender sitting Holtar just for fun. I don't know why I did it, but I did. And that came in so handy later because I wasn't even planning before the fire whenever that happened. I just felt like doing it on a whim, and here we are. But circling back around to my original point, the reason he looks weird is because anytime there was a holotar that was recorded using Classic Bean was automatically forced into Upgraded Bean, and that happened with this one, so he looks kind of jank. And of course we have Lily and we have G-Man. Hello. Which you might have noticed him way earlier. And this lady, yep, that's also me. Funny little outfit I made. I know that with UGC they have maid dresses now, but I made the outfit before, and I mean, it's too iconic to change it, so I just left it be. Yeah, I just have her for fun. I don't know. I promise I'm not weird. And here we have a little, not a plaque, I don't know what you would call this, a little standee type thing. In tolerant memory of Dr. Grimm, which he died on the day of the Lily incident, which this, you probably noticed by now, since Lily's alive, this is non-canon. This is the good ending. Where, although, as G-Man said, no matter how good an ending seems, the outcome may not actually be that way. Which I think that was, I don't exactly remember what I was doing there. I think that was to throw in like a red herring. But in this ending, Rando stays with Luxburgers, and everything just keeps going. Rando just stays there, Lily's alive, and everything's all well. However, now we have the dead and restless spirit of Dr. Grimm, who's angry at Sage and wants his revenge, which I was thinking would be cool to make like an alternate universe LilysRevenge in this timeline. That would have been so fun. And what would be even cooler if Ender saw that and said like, yo, be cool to make a game. If you were to make a game in that alternate ending, I'd be happy to, help out, like record a couple holotars or something. Like, oh, that'd be awesome. Ender, if you're seeing this, hello. If you're moving over to Radium or some other platform, LMK, because I would love to work with you. I mean, I know I'm like not on your level, but whatever. So it would have been really, really cool to make that. I was going to call it Grimm's Regret, kind of following the formula of LilysRevenge. Name, what is that, verb? I don't know my, vocabulary for literary terms. I like flunked that section in 5th grade. So yeah, I think just name and then I think verb. Don't know if that's right or not, but Grimm's Regret, LilysRevenge, it sounded cool, but because of Rec Room, that's not going to happen, and I'm very sad about that. But hey, I'm probably moving to Radium unless whatever this thing is with Meta not letting people play it unless it gets if it gets resolved, then I'll probably just move to Radium unless it proves to be malicious or bad or faulty or whatever. If not, if it doesn't get fixed, then I'm just gonna have to do something else. I don't know. So, uh, side rant over with. I really like this level. It's not crazy detailed, but it's pretty looking. I love it. And whenever I first showed this to Graham, he was shocked. Like he took a couple of cinematic photos in here, and because he really liked it, and that made me feel prideful. Yeah, see, there he is. He took a couple cool photos and stuff, which I also love this level. Like, it's just look at that. That's so pretty. Which really, I I was really lazy with this level. Like the rolling hills on the sides are just tubes, which you probably could have told. The same 3 gravestones are repeated over and over, as you can probably tell. I mean, if you're not looking, I think I just voice cracked twice, and if I did, that is crazy. But if you're not really looking at it, if you're not paying attention, if you're just like glancing over, it looks kind of normal. But from a developer standpoint, you can tell. But over here, the map just kind of ends. You're not able to see this from spawn for the most part. And random city skyline. I don't know where this is. This is Rectopia or whatever. I don't know. But in the other ending, the canon ending, the other route that was unfinished, the level would actually be over here. I'm sitting down because my legs hurt. I've been standing for a really long time. The player would be trapped in a box on a floating platform like this, so to show that they're spectating, they're not really here. And instead of Rando being in the crowd, and I think Jimmy wouldn't be there either, nor would Ender, I think G-Man would still be there. So it's the same exact crowd, same exact setting, except minus Rando, Jimby, Ender, and Lily. So, Lily in the other timeline is dead, and Ender, of course, he's not there because Lily's funeral was going to be over here. It was going to be over here in the background, and it was going to have like a huge amount of people. And Graham's would have like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 people. So yeah, it was going to be kind of tragic. But it was it was going to be like that. And in this timeline, Grim is alive. So Rando and Grim would be right here. This was inspired by the opening sequence for GTA 5 after the North Yankton heist went south and whatnot. IYKYK. Rando and Grim would be here and they'd be discussing, what to do. I mentioned this earlier, but Rando pretty much says, okay, not to worry. I'm leaving Luxburgers and I'm gonna see if Jimby will come with me, and we're going to make this new startup company called the Rando Main, and it was going to take place in that city over there, which is just going to be kind of like a generic city. And I've already made games in that future timeline. This is in the past. This takes place before LilysRevenge. Editor, and I guess cut this part out. I don't want to show anything. Angel Manufactory. I mentioned this earlier. This takes place way after the Rando Main becomes popular, and they open up a new branch called the Rando Main Manufactory right here. And at this point, it's become abandoned. I'm not going to divulge too much, but my plan was after this is like the catalyst for a series of games. Why am I little? Rec Room, I'm gonna rip my hair. Why am I even more little? Rec Room, get your game together. No wonder you're shutting down. You suck. Okay, there we go. As I was saying, there's gonna be a huge, vast array of games all taking place in this timeline revolving around the Rando Main. Now, I don't know if it would remain canon to LilysRevenge or not, because I don't know what Ender's doing in the sequel. Spoiler alert, skip to the following timestamp if you don't want to hear this, if you're jonesed for LilysRevenge the sequel. LilysRevenge the sequel. What? LilysRevenge the sequel. If you're jonesed for it like I am, then skip to the timeline ahead if you do not want any spoilers for the plot. But I saw in a comment of Ender Luxio's videos where he responded saying the plot was following what Edmonton, the guy in the cell in the jail route, what would have happened after he got out, because he escapes apparently in the sequel, and shenanigans ensue, I guess, involving trying to recapture him or something. I don't know, but I'm really excited to see it. So, anyways, welcome back, viewers who skipped, and that is, from what I can tell, the end of Before the Fire. Depending on how stable Radium gets, as well as if I do not stay with Radium. Depends on if I find a really good Rec Room alternative that is, like a port, because I want to keep doing Rec Room even after it's gone. I want to do some old port of the game. So once I find my footing, whether it be in Radium or if it's in Vanilla or one of the other many ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, I would like to remake Before the Fire. It might not be the exact same, and it might be a little different, but nonetheless, I want to bring this back. And really, I don't know what Ender's doing, but wherever he goes, I think I'll follow him. He mentioned, and I saw in a comment him saying that I think he was keeping an eye on Radium, but he probably wasn't going to do it. So I don't know if he's gonna move to some other Rec Room alternative or if he's just gonna do something completely different. I don't know. But wherever he goes, I'll follow if he does go anywhere. But as of right now, I'm going to Radium. If things get worked out with meta, if you know about those issues, then whatever. But sorry, my voice just completely failed me. But that is the end of Before the Fire. If you actually watched the whole video, thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate it so much. If you skipped here, you're a bum, and I hate you. And yeah, if you want to see more from me, I'd appreciate it so much if you checked out my channel. I'm a little baby boy, so I need all the help that I can get. You should also check out my really good friend, Jimmy the Pigeon. And Silly's is not present in here, but they're down here in the credits. There wasn't much shown here, that's why I wasn't doing much behind the scenes stuff. But I think, yeah, Silly's right there. Check out their channel. I think it's at Silly's, spelled like that, or it might be regular. I don't know, I think it's Silly's for sure. I don't know. It'll probably be in the description if I can remember to do that. I don't count on it though. I have bad memory. But check out Jimby, check out Silly's, check out Grim too. I will also hopefully remember to link his channel. No promises though. So thank you so much for watching, and Ender Luxio, if you're here, thank you so much for being such a fantastic inspiration. If you played this game, and if you listen to those samplers that I have on the wall over there, I glazed you like way too much, and I'm kind of embarrassed about it, but it's whatever. I'm just a boy with a role model. So thank you so much for inspiring me and countless other people. Like there's a zillion zillion LilysRevenge fan games. What in the world? You search for LilysRevenge. Look, there's so many. Look at all these. It's crazy. Which at one point, I don't know where it is, but I think Before the Fire was like right up there. What in the world is this? LilysRevenge Chapter 2? Is this new? Oh my gosh. Looks like there's a new Sage. Oh my, I might have to play this. This looks awesome. Oh wait, no. No, I think I've already played this actually. I'm fairly certain I have. Yeah, like most of these knockoffs, it's buns. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've seen this, but at the same time I feel like I haven't. Have I? Like this scene looks familiar. I might have to play this. I don't know. I think I already perchance played it. I don't know. Whatever. Look at me going off on another tangent. But look at all the people that you've inspired, Ender. You are awesome, and we appreciate you so much. And I'm really bad at ending videos, so I'm probably just gonna have to cut it. So thank you for watching. I would love it if you would check out Before the Fire, play it yourself, give it a review. Check out my other games too, Angel Manufactory, Mount Randonia. There's also Rando Through the Years, which is just kind of a silly side project, also inspired by Ender Luxio, believe it or not. And then there's also Random's Long Climb, made it a long time ago. It's another strenuous climbing game. If you can't tell, I like climbing games. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Woo. Yep.